My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. Being a chosen one does not mean that life will be easy. In fact, it often means the exact opposite. The chosen walk with light in a world that is filled with shadows, and that light attracts both love and hate. People will try to pull you down, to silence you, to drain your spirit, and to confuse your path. But what they don't understand is this: a chosen one is not easy prey. A chosen one carries divine strategies, both spiritual and natural, that allow them to rise above every attempt to destroy them. Before we dive into these 9 powerful ways chosen ones dodge the attacks of those who try to mess with them, let me pause and ask you for something small but powerful. If this message finds you at the exact moment you needed it, then it was meant for you. Subscribe to this channel so that you never miss a message that strengthens your spirit. And for those who know this word has reached you in divine timing, type 1111 in the comments below to claim your blessing, because alignment with God always comes with signs and confirmations. Now let us begin. 1. They use silence as their shield. Chosen ones understand the supernatural weight that silence carries. In a world where everyone rushes to defend themselves, to clap back, to justify, and to fight with words, the chosen one does something unusual. They withdraw into silence. This silence is not emptiness, it is a weapon. When people try to provoke them, when insults are hurled, when rumors are spread, the chosen one resists the temptation to react in the heat of the moment. They know that reaction feeds the enemy, but silence starves them. Silence disrupts the rhythm of those who plot against them, because the enemy expects chaos, argument, and retaliation. When none of that comes, confusion sets in. The chosen one does not allow their energy to be manipulated like a puppet on strings. Instead, they embrace the quiet, knowing that silence often carries a louder message than shouting ever could. In that silence, spiritual forces move. God fights battles behind the scenes, peace fills the atmosphere, and wisdom rises in the soul. Silence protects dignity, keeps the chosen one's spirit pure, and avoids giving the enemy material to work with. By choosing silence, they conserve their divine energy, and let the absence of response itself become a powerful rebuke. Silence is not weakness, it is discipline, wisdom, and above all, spiritual warfare at its finest. 2. They discern the spirit behind the person. A chosen one never gets distracted by the surface-level words and actions of people. Where most see only insults, betrayal, or mockery, the chosen one looks deeper. They see beyond the flesh, beyond the tone of voice, beyond the visible attack. They discern the spirit behind the individual. They understand that human beings are often vessels being used, sometimes by light, sometimes by darkness. This gift of discernment is one of the most powerful shields a chosen one carries. When someone lashes out at them, the chosen one doesn't waste time hating the individual. Instead, they step back and spiritually assess, what energy is operating through this person? What force is trying to destabilize me? By doing this, they avoid fighting the wrong battle. While others get stuck in endless cycles of retaliation, the chosen one directs their fight against the true enemy, the unseen forces that seek to bring division, confusion, and destruction. Discernment gives clarity. It allows the chosen one to know when to respond, when to walk away, and when to engage in prayer instead of argument. It also keeps them from bitterness, because they understand that the human being standing before them may not even be aware that they are being influenced by negative spiritual energy. The chosen one's wisdom lies in not confusing the vessel with the source. They fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and unseen forces. This spiritual sight is why chosen ones dodge attacks with precision. Because they are never distracted by the surface, they see the root. 3. They withdraw their energy quickly. The chosen one carries within them a rare and powerful energy, and they know it must be guarded at all costs. Unlike the average person who wastes endless time fighting for validation, trying to prove their worth, or staying in toxic environments just to appear strong, The chosen one knows when to withdraw. They do not linger where their spirit is being drained. They recognize the warning signs of energy theft, sudden exhaustion in certain environments, anxiety when around specific individuals, or a heavy weight in their soul when conversations turn poisonous. Instead of tolerating it, they pull back immediately. The chosen one has mastered the art of detachment for survival. They don't see walking away as weakness, they see it as preservation. They understand that their light, their aura, their spiritual frequency is their greatest treasure, and once it is dimmed, their divine mission suffers. So when attacks come in the form of gossip, disrespect, or manipulation, they don't sit around to negotiate their dignity. They withdraw swiftly and without regret. They don't beg to be understood. They don't waste breath trying to prove loyalty to those who have already chosen to misunderstand them. They conserve their energy for God's purpose. This ability to reclaim their energy is why the chosen one remains strong even in the face of constant attack. They don't lose themselves in the battle. They preserve themselves for the greater calling. Their withdrawal is not avoidance. It is strategy. Protecting their frequency is the ultimate defense. 4. They pray without ceasing. When chosen ones are under attack, their first instinct is not retaliation, but prayer. They understand that their true battles are not physical, but spiritual. While others rely on manipulation, connections, or revenge, the chosen one relies on the authority of heaven. When people conspire behind closed doors, the chosen one enters their secret place of prayer and hands the matter over to God. Their prayer becomes a fortress around them, a shield that absorbs every dart, every arrow, every curse sent their way. This is why chosen ones often remain untouched, even when heavily targeted. The power of their prayers has already gone ahead of them, building walls of divine protection. Prayer is their constant communication with God. It is the language that keeps them aligned with the source of all strength. They pray in the morning before the enemy has a chance to act. They pray at night to seal their spirit in peace, and they pray in the middle of battle when others would panic. For them, prayer is not a last resort. It is the first weapon drawn. This unceasing prayer life keeps them spiritually covered and keeps their enemies frustrated. The more they are attacked, the deeper they press into God's presence, and the deeper they go, the stronger their shield becomes. No weapon formed against them prospers, because their prayers have already disarmed it. This is why chosen ones dodge attacks, because they do not fight alone. Their prayers summon divine armies to battle on their behalf. 5. They redirect energy into growth. Every attack against a chosen one becomes fuel for their elevation. Instead of dwelling in pain, they alchemize it into purpose. Betrayal does not break them. It becomes the push they needed to rise higher. Gossip does not destroy them. It becomes the fire that sharpens their focus. The chosen one has learned a spiritual secret. Nothing is wasted, not even pain. They understand that every attack is raw energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be redirected. So instead of letting negativity consume them, they transform it into something greater. When enemies expect them to collapse under the weight of hate, the chosen one instead builds something new. They write books, launch businesses, deepen their spirituality, or create art that inspires others. Every wound becomes a lesson. Every attempt to break them becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. This is why chosen ones rise after every fall, because they do not allow darkness to have the final say. They recycle every attack into growth, every heartbreak into wisdom, every setback into a comeback. While others waste time plotting revenge, the chosen one is already building a higher version of themselves. This transformation frustrates the enemy, because no matter what is thrown at them, it only multiplies their power. The more they are attacked, the stronger they become. This is why the chosen one cannot be defeated. They don't just survive attacks, they convert them into fuel for greatness. 6. They know when to stay invisible. Chosen ones carry wisdom that tells them not every battle is fought by confrontation. And not every blessing must be announced. They know the power of invisibility. Many attacks never even reach them because their enemies don't know what they're redoing, where they're going, or what stage of growth they're currently in. To the average person, invisibility looks like isolation, secrecy, or even shyness. But to the chosen one, invisibility is a deliberate strategy, a spiritual camouflage. By moving in silence, they protect their destiny. They don't announce their every step because they know not everyone around them wishes them well. They don't always reveal their plans because premature exposure invites sabotage. They don't always showcase their blessings because envy attracts hidden daggers. Instead, they allow time, divine alignment, and God's timing to reveal what must be revealed. Their movements happen quietly but powerfully, and when the result manifests, it leaves their enemies shocked, unable to understand how it was accomplished without being seen. This invisibility is not fear, it is wisdom. It gives the chosen one space to grow in peace, to avoid unnecessary distractions, and to protect what God is still forming in secret. Even Jesus often withdrew from the crowds to pray in solitude. The chosen one walks in the same rhythm. By staying unseen at the right moments, they dodge countless attacks that were never able to take form. To stay invisible is to stay protected, and chosen ones know that sometimes. The greatest strength lies in what is hidden, not in what is displayed. 7. They call on divine protection. Chosen ones never walk alone. They know that the spiritual realm is alive with guardianship, and they rely heavily on divine protection. Their spirit is surrounded by angels assigned to them, ancestors who intercede, and spiritual guides who whisper warnings into their intuition. When people gather in secret to plot their downfall, the chosen one often feels an inner nudge, a dream that reveals danger, a sudden gut feeling, or an unexplainable sense of being pulled away from a trap. This is divine protection at work. They may not understand in the moment why they felt compelled to change their route, cancel a meeting, or end a relationship, but later it becomes clear God was saving them from harm. The chosen one doesn't depend on physical strength alone, because they understand their fight is beyond the physical. They are covered by spiritual armor. Every prayer they've whispered, every seed of faith they've planted, and every righteous act they've walked in becomes a shield that surrounds them in times of danger. People may laugh at their faith, but it is that very faith that keeps them standing when others fall. Divine protection ensures that traps set for them turn into lessons, and curses spoken against them are reversed into blessings. The enemy may plan, but God overrules. This is why chosen ones often walk through life's battles untouched, not because the attacks weren't real, but because their covering was stronger. Their spirit is safeguarded by heaven, making them untouchable in ways their enemies can never comprehend. 8. They choose peace over revenge. One of the most profound ways chosen ones dodge attacks is by refusing to retaliate. The natural instinct when wronged is to fight back, to strike with the same force or even harder. But chosen ones understand that revenge is a trap designed to lower their vibration and chain them to cycles of anger. They know that when you seek revenge, you drink poison and call it justice. Instead, they consciously choose peace. This peace is not passivity. It is power. It is the decision to rise above the schemes of their enemies and allow God to handle the justice. They understand the universal law that what you sow, you will reap, and so they do not risk sowing bitterness into their own destiny. Their peace frustrates their enemies because attackers expect retaliation. When none comes, the enemy has nothing to feed on. Choosing peace also keeps the chosen one's spirit pure, unclouded by hatred. It allows them to focus on their mission without being weighed down by toxic emotions. They release the offense, not because it didn't hurt, but because holding on would corrupt their soul. They walk away from battles not worth their energy, trusting that God will repay injustice in due time. And He always does. By refusing revenge, they avoid karmic debt, protect their spiritual clarity, and maintain their divine favor. Their peace becomes their shield, and in the end, it is far more powerful than any act of retaliation could ever be. Revenge imprisons, but peace liberates. 9. They keep elevating no matter what. The final and perhaps most undeniable way chosen ones dodge attacks is by continuing to rise. No matter how much opposition comes their way, no matter how many betrayals, rejections, or attempts to block their path, they just keep winning. This relentless elevation is not about ego, it is about divine favor. The hand of God is on them, and no enemy can override it. Every time an enemy expects their downfall, the chosen one surprises them with a new level of success, a new breakthrough, or a new blessing. They do not waste time proving themselves with words, because their results speak louder than anything they could say. Their progress itself becomes their shield, their proof, and their victory. This rise is not always material. Sometimes it's spiritual depth, emotional healing, or newfound wisdom. But whatever form it takes, it always silences the noise of their enemies. For every attempt to pull them down, God raises them higher. Their growth frustrates the plans of those who wanted to see them fail. Their endurance becomes a testimony that no weapon formed against them will prosper. The chosen one's life becomes a living rebuke to their enemies, because their success stands as evidence that divine favor cannot be blocked. They fight with results, not retaliation. Every new level they step into is like a declaration of victory. Their rising becomes their defense, their protection, and their loudest form of triumph. And that is why, no matter what, the chosen one always comes out on top. My beloved chosen ones, remember this: you are not defenseless. Every attack is only proof that you carry something worth fighting against. And the fact that you are still here, still standing, still rising, is evidence that no plan against you will ever succeed. Keep dodging, keep elevating, and keep shining your light, for your destiny is untouchable. This is the Chosen Seer channel. Like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more spiritual awakening videos. Thank you for watching.